How's it, everybody? Celtic here. We are back for another Dokkan Battle video. In today's video, we are taking down the Cataclysmic Giant Form event. Now, we are a couple days late on this. Took us a while to sort of design the teams we wanted to use for this. So, up first, we have stage 1 with the Giant Form setup. So we're going to be going through stages 1, 2, and 3 in this video, and I'll timestamp each of the sections in the description. So if you're looking for a specific session, either the Giant Form mission, the Terrifying Conquerors mission, or the 6 TUR mission, right? Check the description for whichever one you're looking for. Now, for the Giant Form mission, it's pretty much run Giant Ape power is pretty much the way to go. Kid Goku honestly isn't too terribly difficult. As you can see, we are pretty much able to proc Giant Form almost right away due to Goku dropping us by 40% every turn. So that makes it really easy for us to do that. So we got the transformation into AGL Goku starting off, and basically we just keep popping giant forms as we go through this fight, because no matter how much we heal up with our Goku here, we'll pretty much always be below the HP threshold. Okay, perfect. So yeah, like here we can go ahead and we can already transform Vegeta into Giant Ape. Now, I think, actually we probably should hold off on transforming Vegeta. We might need that for the next phase. Now, let's just do it. Yeah. Let's just get this over with. So basically the way these work is you'll go into, you'll have phase 1, which usually isn't terribly hard. And then you'll roll into phase 2 where you have to deal with the giant form. And the giant forms tend to be a little bit stronger. Okay, I shouldn't say a little bit, a bit stronger. Goku not as much, but the next 2 stages can be rather difficult here with the can be rather difficult here. So we actually have the baby transformation now. You see what I'm talking about? Just because of the way he constantly removes our the way he constantly removes our HP, we end up with we end up just straight up proccing giant forms nonstop, which is it's not terrible. But like Goku here, for example, right? Since we did get rid of his giant ape, right? We don't have to deal with his 5 million super and his 1.5 million attacks, right? So like having things to cancel the giant ape really help you. And he only stays in the giant ape for like 1 to 2 turns. I think Goku only stays in 1 turn. So all we have to do is survive that turn, and then we just take down regular Kid Goku, who in his 3rd phase, I think he's actually weaker than he was before. No, he is slightly stronger on his normal attacks, but otherwise, it's not too bad. But here, getting the baby giant form, you can see like we aren't really doing that much damage in giant form to him. But what we are doing is getting rid of the super attacks, which is what we want to avoid. Again, it's a 5 million super. It's kind of a lot to deal with turn 1, especially for a team like this. So you really need those giant forms. So, I mean, like I said, the team running here, Giant Ape, it gives you access to the most giant forms that you can use. Even the LR baby here, like he's old now, right? And so like his offensive capabilities and defensive capabilities aren't that great anymore, especially for this kind of fight. But removing the, being able to just get into that giant form and proc that, we can at least live the normals, right? Well, barely. There we go. We get another one here. Yeah, so the trick to Kid Goku, like I said, is just throw the giant forms as many of you can to throw as many of them as you can, at Goku, get rid of those supers, and then just deal with the regular Kid Goku. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put Vegeta in front, and then we'll put Goku in slot 2, right? Vegeta getting hit there. There we go. Perfect. And then we got lucky this turn. We don't have to worry about Baby taking a normal attack. There goes the super. Double digits now, right? Because it's only a 2 million super now, right? It's the giant form that is what we have to deal with. So honestly, and his HP is pretty low too when he turns back to normal too. So I wouldn't be surprised if by the next turn we just go ahead and finish him outright. There we go. Perfect. Oh, we didn't even make it to the next turn. All right. Well, that is stage 1 up against the Kid Goku. Like I said, the trick, use the giant form here. Actually, yeah, so the trick here is to use either Goku's Giant Ape Team or Giant Form using Int Piccolo Jr. Like, so for this one, we used Int Piccolo Jr. with Friend Baby, and that actually worked out for us. So you have 2 options there. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna pause the video, and then we're gonna go into the next stage with Terrifying Conquerors up against the Piccolo Jr. Alright, so here we are. We are utilizing Terrifying Conquerors against the Piccolo Jr. So, sort of the best way to run this, I think, is with... You could run Piccolo Jr.'s team, which gives you access to a double giant form, but I found that it's really, really risky. There's a lot that has to go right for that to work. If you have Golden Frieza, I do recommend running him as your option. He's probably one of the better choices here. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab that. Yeah, so, I mean, the problem with this is, of course, the bombs on the field. They're going to cause a lot of problems. But like the Kid Goku, right, turn 1, not that big of a deal. We're not concerned with turn 1 against Piccolo. Where we're really concerned is against the giant form. And so the reason Frieza works here is not because, well, I mean, Frieza is going to be a big damage, it could potentially be a big damage dealer for us, but really what we want is his target, right? That's what we're after. His target skill will protect us during the giant form, because the super is only 3 million, but the problem with it is it stuns, right? So we don't want that. Right, we don't want that stun to happen on any of the other characters, because not only will they not be able to not only are going to struggle with the super, if they manage to survive, they're going to struggle with the normals afterwards, because now they're stunned. So yeah, we do want to we do want to try to utilize Frieza's target, as I think that'll help us out the most here. There we go. Perfect. All right, so decent turn 1, and doesn't look like... So once we defeat this phase, we're going to go into giant form here. There we go. So I'll put that up. Yeah, so the trick here is survive the giant form phase, which, unlike Goku, he doesn't... it's not just for 1 turn. I think he can stay a max of 3 turns. So we just have to survive the giant form, and then the final, once he goes back into his final form, we can just stun him, right? And we can stun lock him and then just take him down from there. So it's just a matter of surviving the giant form turns, which is why Frieza works so well. Piccolo Jr.'s team works a little well, but it really comes down to that initial turn 1 and turn 2 on who is taking the normals. And you're still going to need, you'll still need someone like Frieza on the team to help you out as well. Excellent. Okay. Alright, one nice unit to use for this, because he does support and he's a decent floater, is the Fizz Bojack. As you can see here, like, he's not taking that much damage from Piccolo, and since he has type advantage, helps out a lot. You can pick him up from World Tournament. So if you have the tickets right now, right, if you have any leftover World Tournament tickets, you can go grab him. So what we're actually going to do here is to stall the first giant form turn is we're actually just going to let Piccolo Jr. kill... oh, wow. I was expecting him to die there. I was going to say we're going to let Piccolo Jr. here kill... Oh, okay. We can negate his super. Okay, well, we'll die to the normals then. But I was going to say what we'll do here is just let Piccolo Jr. kill Metal Cooler, and that'll just stall us a turn, right? So we don't have to deal with... so we don't have to deal with one turn of the giant form, and as long as we can survive the rest of the turns, we'll be able to take down him down easy. Yep, see, there goes the death post super, and then we go ahead and revive our Metal Cooler. So yeah, the trick to this fight is really just playing to the mechanics that you have at your disposal. You know, the giant forms can all be attack and defense lowered, which is one of the reasons a lot of the characters on this Terrifying Conquerors team are very helpful, since they can help attack and defense lower. But I find it's best, rather than trying to kill his giant form, since he has 80% damage reduction, it's best just to try to stall. Just stall it out and let the you know, let your team focus on killing the final phase against Piccolo Jr., where he's weaker and has less HP. So yeah, we are going to get stunned, right? Frieza's going to get stunned. He's not doing any damage here. Well, I mean, he wouldn't anyways, because Piccolo Jr. doesn't attack that much in his giant form here. But he's going to take the stun here, and then, you know, AGL Frieza and... STR Turles can just go ahead and do what they need to do. STR Turles is really nice because he essentially has a guaranteed stun, which will really help in the next phase, right? So hopefully we are able to manage this. There we go. Yeah, so I mean, so as you can see, right, trying to focus down on taking down Piccolo Jr. while in the giant form, it's a fool's errand. It's not that it can't be done, but with this team, with the Terrifying Conquerors, you're probably gonna have a tough time. So it is best to just focus on stalling out the turns until he transforms back into normal. Now, I will say, right, there are 2 missions on each of the stages that do require you to complete them within 5 turns. With Terrifying Conquerors, I do not think that's possible. Well, it might be, but you got to get insanely lucky with some additionals and crits. So for this one, we're not focusing on the 5-turn mission for this. If you really want to get that 5-turn mission, you can just go ahead and, you know, pop some other teams, like the Blues team can get it done very easily in 5 turns. So we're actually going to toss Gogeta in front here, and we'll save the other target for a little bit later. But tossing Gogeta in front here will actually help us a little bit. Just because we can use, we don't have to get, he will dodge, right? So we're not going to get stunned, and we don't have to worry about getting stunned, and we can actually deal some damage with Frieza's target on the next turn, since we won't be able to use Gogeta's active. Alright, yeah, and as you can see here, like, even with Gogeta, with all those key spheres, we're still barely, I mean, to be fair, we have, like, no links, but we're still barely scratching Piccolo Jr. Alright, 40 mil, nice. Yeah, like I said, this is tough to try to take them down during the giant form, right? We only took about 2 health bars there. Perfect. So get that defense lower. Nice. And now we take double digits. Okay. All right. So now we are in his normal form. No more giant form. So we can actually do stuff now. So we'll go ahead and transform into Bojack here. So we start stacking offense. And what I think I'll do is we'll do this. So Golden Frieza still should be good enough to tank slot 1. Alright, with the Turles here, we will get the stun in slot 2, and then the next 2 rotations have nothing to worry about. And I don't think he can... Yeah, he shouldn't be able to stun us here. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so get a little extra offense here on Golden Frieza. Nothing too crazy, since we don't have a good partner for him anymore. Although Turles is supporting him. There we go. We get an additional super. Right. So now we just start dropping his attack and defense, and he's going to go down quick, right? Because he already only has 55% DR. So he's just going to start dropping as soon as we start critting hard. Okay, look at that. Turles with that 32 million. You love to see that. All right, and then there goes the stun. Boom. All right, we get an additional super. Nice, since we had that 24 key. Can we proc a third? Actually, that'd be real nice if we can proc a third here. No, that's a normal. We'll take it. But, I mean, you can see the huge difference it just made for us. So now we have Bojack here in the 3rd slot. Gonna go ahead and do his thing. Beautiful. We get another one. Yeah, there it is. Another one. Yeah, perfect. Excellent. Okay, now, what do we do here? Okay. Yeah, alright, so let's do that with the friends. Let's pop Metal Coolers active here, so we get a little heal. I'm not going to do much, but any amount of damage here helps. And then we grab that. And then... Yeah, you know what? That's just, so we don't even need the target now. We don't even need the target because he's stunned. So it's just we just stay in Gogeta, I guess. There we go. Okay, yeah, yo, look at the huge difference that made for Gogeta actually being able to deal damage now, not even linked up with anyone. Made a huge difference. There we go. All right, so Terrifying Conquerors done for the Cataclysmic Giant form event. Like I said, this one, it's really just about stalling through the 3 turns, so the best you can. Piccolo Jr.'s team also works for this as well, but again, it does require a bit of luck in turn 1. Frieza's team offers you a lot more leeway in sort of navigating the 3 turns during the giant form. So we're going to go ahead and pause. We're going to come back in the final stage 3. Alright, so we are in stage 3 here. For this one, we need to do it with no items and no LR characters. So I decided one of the best TUR teams is actually the DB Saga team. So we're going to run that under the Dokkan Fest Tao. If you don't have Tao, then run a friend Tao and AGL Goku. That's going to be the sort of the best way to manage that. So we got Chi-Chi here. We're going to have to bank on some dodges here. Although Nappa isn't too strong on his own, so we don't have too much to worry about. And he can be attack and defense lowered. Like, the main thing we have to deal with Nappa in his giant form here is they can lock, which could cause problems, as you can see here, right? Chi-Chi ended up at locked in slot. Ended up locked in slot 1, but you know, it is manageable, right? Where things are going to start to get a little tricky is once we get into the giant form. Now, Vegeta and Nappa don't hit as hard as like Goku or Piccolo in the giant form, but their mechanics make them a little bit tough, right? Like Vegeta, right, increasing his attack with every attack received. So the longer he stays in the giant form, the more we're gonna have to deal with, right? So Tao goes ahead and takes down Nappa for us, right? Having that type advantage and bringing us into the giant ape for Nappa. Now this one's gonna go, I mean, Nappa's a little bit tough in the giant ape, but he still goes down quick. So I mean, pretty much any, you know, any strong Fizz characters are gonna drop him because he's only got 55% damage reduction, as opposed to like some of the other giant forms that had 80%. There we go. Like, oof, wow. Eesh, yeah, so I mean, you can see how that locking can start to cause problems, right? You know, locking Kid Goku there definitely was not ideal for us. But you can see, look how much damage Kid Goku did here, right? All right, additional, no, yeah, see, it would have been nice to have some additional supers here. There we go, and then Ronfon gets the attack and defense lower, and then with her doing like three supers or so, right, having that extra attack and defense lower is helpful. There we go, perfect, excellent. All right, we get the dodge. Okay, and then now General Blue gets his dodge. We do want to get him over there with Tao, so we can actually use Tao's active skill. Perfect. No, actually, in retrospect, now that I know Kid Goku is coming in on the other rotation, maybe we should have just left Blue on this rotation. Okay. Alrighty, so we do have Kid Goku here, turn 1. We're actually going to just go ahead and pop that active skill since we ate that super last turn. Not ideal. And then we'll grab this with Goku, get a nice little heal. And then we'll take this with Chi-Chi, so that way we can prioritize. Ooh, oof. Okay. Alright, now 2, I guess, is what we're getting with Tao, but I don't think it matters. I mean, between Goku, Chi-Chi, and I'm assuming Tao, we're gonna take down, or actually Goku might do it so on his own here. We'll take down the rest of Nappa. Yep, there we go. Double super takes him down. Okay, that takes us into Vegeta in his base form. Now, gonna kind of kick it up a notch on the supers here, but like Kid Goku, you can see he's dropping 40% of our HP here. Oh, okay, let's grab that, and then all right, we'll send off Ronfon here. So okay, nice. He did not super us slot 1, which means Tao can get his 50 million in. Excellent. Additional super. Nah, dang. I was hoping we would get that additional super. Okay, and there goes the super, which we do tank for double digits. Very nice. Alright, and he actually has less damage reduction than Nappa with 45%. So, as you can see here, like his HP, you know, is still dropping pretty quick despite being a third phase. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so solid turn here. Although I'm a little bit worried about the next turn with Goku, Chi-Chi, and General Blue, but that's okay. Alrighty, excellent. Okay, so let's grab that with Chi-Chi. Let's grab that with Goku. Okay, not ideal with the heal. We are taking a lot of damage. This is crazy. That 40% of the turn is pretty insane. Okay, so Chi-Chi gets her supers and oh, we get another one. Yeah, okay. So with the next turn, I think we can. No, we can't attack and defense alarm. So we really got to push the damage output here. And he's got 400 million HP, which is kind of a lot for this kind of fight. I mean, it's not. It's just barely under the Jirens, right? So it's kind of a lot. But he does drop defense with every hit he receives, just like his base form. So we're actually just going to go ahead and lay into him with the active skills here. Is probably the best thing, because that's going to drop his defense a little bit with the 3 active skills. So let's use our Tao's active. Perfect. All right, not a whole lot, but enough. And then there we go. Okay, we'll take that. We'll get that way we get his 4 rainbow. Okay, we'll take 7 with Kid Goku, so we get the extra damage reduction. And then let's pop the second Tao's active. All right, not that much on the Tao actives this turn. And it's just because, like, he really doesn't link all that well with Kid Goku, but, you know, it's just kind of how the rotations fell because of the locking last turn, and you know what, that's okay. Alrighty. Excellent. And yeah, we can see that we are able to drop his defense pretty quickly. And with the damage being done here, I will be surprised if we don't kill here on this rotation. There we go. All right, additional super. It would have been nice if Kid Goku could have gotten a better setup, but that's okay. And again, we're missing all those supers with him. That's kind of rough. Excellent. We get an additional. Yeah. Nope, that's a normal. Okay, that's fine. And here comes the super. Double digits still. All right. So we haven't built him up too much yet. We're still enough that he can survive. So here we go. Let's go ahead. Let's put Goku and Chi-Chi in front here. Let's grab that. Let's grab. Yeah, there we go. That's, and then let's grab that. With Ronfon. Perfect. So despite the fact that he dropped our HP so much the turns prior, we're still doing pretty good. Ugh. Need those crits, right? Since crits ignore defense, that would actually really help us. That's not a crit. Oh, dude, are we going to get no crit? Yeah, of course we get a crit on a normal. And the normal. No way. Dude, what is going on with the additional normals today? That actually really hurt us. It means we got one more turn. We got to deal with this. Okay. Alright, well, we're going to have to pray for a dodge on Chi-Chi then. There we go. Perfect. Alright, and then same thing on Ronfon here. We do need that dodge here. Excellent. We get an additional super. And there goes the super attack. Please dodge. Please dodge. Please dodge. Yes. Perfect. Okay, so not ideal, but I think we can get away with putting Tao in. Oh, especially when we can get those key spheres right there. Perfect. All right, we'll grab that with General Blue. And then, there we go. Okay, 8 key spheres with Kid Goku. Okay, so hopefully this is enough to take down. All right, there we go. Perfect. And 70 million. This ought to do the trick, right? This ought to do the trick. Oh, very close. Additional super. No, again with the additional supers. Why? And there goes the super. What's Tao going to do? Tao's going to tank it. Very nice. Oh, jeez. Why is it so hard to take this dude down? Okay. We get an additional super with General Blue. All right, that means Kid Goku's probably going to take him down. Very nice. Oh, yep, there it goes. Kid Goku's going to do it, and we do get the dodges, so we don't have to worry about dying there. And we get the super with Fizz, Path to Power, Kid Goku. Alrighty, so there you have it, folks. There is the 3 stages and all missions for the new Cataclysmic Giant Form event. Remember, Stage 1 required us to complete with an all-Giant Form team, where we used Piccolo Jr.'s team. In Stage 2, we had to take it down with the Terrifying Conquerors team, once again, also using either Piccolo Jr. or Tech Golden Frieza. You're essentially running the same units, so aside from adding or removing Piccolo Jr., but the rest of the core of your team is still remaining the same. So, or finally with Stage 3 here against the Vegeta, running an all TUR DB Saga team. If you don't have Tao, then I do recommend running Kid Goku and a friend Tao. So guys, that's it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know what teams did you use to take down the 2 events, or 3 stages rather. Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.